Has Father Time been quite good to your cat? Does your cat's physical health and physical appearance coincide nicely with their date of birth? Or is your cat just far too young to be feeling and looking so very old? For some felines, it's truly the luck of the draw. Your cat's breed, their genetics. Some cats have a tendency to have more health concerns than others, thus having a lower life expectancy, while other breeds have the expectation of hitting that 20-year mark, or very close to it. Using the Siamese and the Maine Coon as our examples, Siamese cats tend to live longer than the Maine Coon. Being more prone to disease, or not, can often define how long a specific breed of cat lives, everything else being equal. Chronic diseases, over time they can weaken a cat's body. This is not unlike what prolonged disease can do to the human body. Those years tick by, but the body is not 100%, far from it. This can cause your pet's body to wear down, wind down, and even though your cat is still in the middle of adulthood, they could be living more like a senior feline. Disease, it can cause your pet to age much faster. Just how large is your pet? Whether we're talking breed and genetics or obesity from an improper diet, larger felines can struggle. Once again, that unfortunate enemy known as disease, the kidneys, the heart. In addition, larger cats have more joint issues compared to their smaller peers. As time goes by, those joints will become compromised due to the wear and tear of life, thus giving your cat the visual appearance as you watch them maneuver through life that they're considerably older than they really are. And speaking on the topic of obesity, what goes into your cat's body on a daily basis, a routine basis, can really tell the story. Your cat is eating a proper cat-friendly diet on the regular. Barring disease, they should look their age, be able to physically move in sync, if you will, with their age. And sometimes a pet with proper nutrition can actually hit the pause button on Father Time and maintain that youthful look and physical capabilities long after they should be starting to wind down a bit. But when it comes to a bad diet, I think we can look no further than the human example for this one. If you consume junk food, too much greasy fast food, candy, sodas, you name it, over time it will most likely come with a price, at least in some form and fashion. Your cat, just the same. Too much of the bad and not enough of the good will start to tip those scales in a very bad direction. And unfortunately, obesity is just one of the many issues that could arise. If your pet is looking older than they are, moving slower than they should, they could be suffering from a lack of positive nutrition and an overall poor diet. And that leads us right into mobility. Is your cat actually moving enough, playing enough, running enough? Or are they married to the sofa when they've still got more than enough energy left in the tank? If your cat loves watching cats run on TV more than they like to actually run, this could be a problem as those years tick away. If your pet isn't getting what they need with respect to physical stimulation, they could start to look and move like a pet well into their senior years, even if they are several years from that milestone. Cats that stay on the move tend to stay flexible longer. They tend to look younger longer. In many ways, this is similar to diet. If your pet is on the sidelines of life, they'll start to look more like a senior spectator in the stands rather than a prime-time athlete on the field. Another factor in the aging process is your pet's environment, and once again, we can turn to the human example. That blue-collar life on the construction site, the builders, the folks who work on the roadways, in the sun each and every day. This type of honest living can come with a price. Rough skin, that seasoned look. The same in many ways can be said for an outdoor cat. It's a rough world out there, perhaps rough and tumble in the most literal sense, aside from Mother Nature and her agendas for each and every day. Felines, that indoor cat and the outdoor cat, even if they are equal in every other way, life in the elements can take its toll. Not only can it shorten life expectancy, but it can also take a young adult cat and cause them to look much older, tired and weathered. Not to mention the emotional element, being both predator and prey and living with your head on a swivel in the great outdoors. I think that would age most anyone. Did you know that getting your cat fixed, it could actually help them live longer? Spaying and neutering can help to reduce disease, and also, once again, revisiting that outdoor life. Being fixed will naturally eliminate your cat's urge to roam around, perhaps your neighborhood, and visit parts unknown in search of a mate. When felines aren't going 12 rounds over territory, those territorial battles, they're having altercations over females. Altercations can result in cuts and bruises, and over time, this can result in an otherwise healthy feline looking a bit older. If your cat is aging well, it could be due in large measure to the fact they have a positive home life. If you personally are treating your pet with love and respect, catering to their daily needs while giving them the personal space they deserve, you're likely checking off all of the right boxes. This means that you're building a bond of loyalty and trust with your pet. On the contrary, a rough home life can lead to stress and emotional trauma. Your cat unsure of where they stand in the home from day to day. No positive routine, only a mountain of negativity. Here again, that human element. We all know what rocky times look like. Intense stress and worry. When life is more or less taken out of our hands, it can be difficult to trust and believe in those better days. A cat with a rough home life, looking older, early aging. That's really the least of the concerns, in all honesty. I've briefly touched on the topic of disease, and about how strong or poor health and wellness can play a massive role in not only your cat's life expectancy, but also how they age, their physical appearance, their actions, and how they behave. That leads us to vet care, routine vet visits, those regular checkups, the ability to get out ahead of a potential issue or issues before they take hold. If you're concerned that your cat isn't aging well, you could be looking at the signs of an issue in the making, a concern that could be diagnosed, treated, and ultimately eliminated with the proper care. It all begins with being proactive and making sure that your cat is in good shape and in the capable hands of a professional. Health and wellness checkups, they're not just for the sick. They're very much for the healthy. Keep your cat looking and acting their age, and keep them just one step ahead of Father Time by making sure they are receiving vet care each and every calendar year. Your cat's life, their breed and overall genetics, how they live, where they live, what they eat, it all adds up, and it can be the difference between a content and healthy feline looking and acting their age compared to a cat on the negative end of things, looking a bit rough for their age, and perhaps moving like a senior feline near the very end of their journey. It's very true, not all cats age at the same rate. But as an owner, always make sure that you're playing the responsible role, making sure that you're doing your part to give your cat the best life possible. Things happen. Life can throw us curveballs. But do all that you can to make sure that you're always controlling what you can control. Those golden years for your pet, reaching them, that's the objective here. Making sure that your cat has a chance to live a positive life during those senior years. But a senior body and a senior appearance long before that clock says so, that's what we're looking to avoid. To the wonderful audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on today's topic? The comment section, as always, it's all yours. And until next time, thanks for watching. And we will talk to you later.